Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I want to talk about some tips for working with a virtual assistant to source products for you. So you might be wanting to hire a virtual assistant to maybe source items for you on eBay using Replun Catcher, doing eBay to Amazon flips, or maybe you want to hire somebody to use Bookmine, right? To be able to do Amazon to Amazon flips. I wanted to talk about some tips. I'm going to specifically steer this conversation towards eBay to Amazon. Why? Well, because that's what I do. I flip items from eBay to Amazon. Here I'll share my sales from 2025. So did over 700,000 in sales, ended up making close to about $130,000 net profit after including, my returns that I had sold, credit card points, cashback portal, so on and so forth. So I wanted to share some tips for, how to work with a virtual assistant. Maybe you're looking to hire one for sourcing specifically. I'm not going to be talking about repricing and other admin work and working with your prep center. I'm talking about hiring and working with a virtual assistant to source deals for you. Okay, so let's dive into today's video. All right, so to give you a little bit of context, I've been doing eBay to Amazon flipping for over 5 years. I've done over $3 million in sales. I've flipped over 30,000 products. Again, last year did, I think, over 750,000 in total, about 130,000 net profit. And I have 2 virtual assistants on my team who are focused on sourcing. Now they do some other like management tasks and working with the prep center and updating spreadsheets and different things, but their main job is to source items for me on eBay that sell on Amazon. Now, in terms of how much are they sourcing versus how much am I sourcing, in 2025, I would say they probably sourced 99% of my deals that I flipped. So I sold over 7,000 items. So I probably sourced maybe 100 items or less. And a lot of that was just to, do research for Replun Catcher, working with some of my students and making videos, so on and so forth. But I've got pretty much all of it outsourced to these 2 virtual assistants, and their names are Jane and Gia. So if you take a look at my screen right now, I have a little end of the shift report. So every single day, I have a bunch of different VAs. You can see at the bottom tab, we have Jane, we have Gia, we have Marlon, Iran, Jovi, Tony. The only VA not included in here is my bookkeeper. Jane and Gia are the ones who source. Marlon, he does the repricing. Iran is doing all the back end stuff. And Jovi and Tony are kind of like my executive assistants, operations assistants who deal with a lot of just tracking, spreadsheets, managing, different things like that. But if you take a look here, you can actually see right here, we're under Jane's end of shift report. So today is January 13th. So you can see yesterday she spent $600, $674 was total profit sourced. And this is just based on projections, right, of our minimum price. So when we list our items, we have a minimum, maximum price. This is based on our minimum pricing. So these are pretty conservative numbers. 112% ROI. So she must have sourced some really killer deals yesterday. And then I have some other things that we make sure that we track here, such as double checking that all purchases were, correct, condition. We have a reconciliation sheet. We have to add everything to planned inventory. We have a bunch of different things here that we track. We have notes, so on and so forth. But what I want you to see right here is that my team is literally sourcing pretty much all of the inventory for me on eBay to flip on Amazon. And again, I'm gonna get into some tips in a couple of minutes because you might be thinking to yourself, how in the world do I get to the point where someone is sourcing for me? Like, how do you trust them? Do you have to give them your credit card? How do you know they're not gonna scam you? How do you know they're not gonna mess up? I'm gonna cover all of that in this video, but I just kind of wanna share with you that I'm actually doing this, right? Hopefully you guys, know that I'm actually doing this and I'm outsourcing it. I've shared tons of videos about it. And here you can see my VA, Gia, as well. So you can see yesterday, she spent about $554, $536 projected profit at a 96% average ROI. And again, she has different tasks and whatnot that, she's responsible for. And this is kind of a way that I organize things and, I just keep everybody on the same page. All right, guys, so let's answer some of the most common questions if you're, wanting to hire somebody to, obviously source for you so you could work on the business and not be stuck working in the business doing all the sourcing. Maybe you want to focus on other tasks. So the first thing you have to understand is this isn't going to happen overnight, right? When it comes to step number 1, finding the right person, that could take you, a week or 2 or 3 weeks to find the right person, because, this is the foundation you're building on, right? When you put out a job post, you're gonna have a bunch of people who apply. Now, I use this website right here, rakeandprofit.com/VA. It's Onlinejobs.PH. That's where I've found a lot of my virtual assistants, but you can't rush the process. This could, again, take a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month to find the right person. Secondly, when you finally do find the right person, you might be wondering, like, should I be hiring somebody who has all the skills and knowledge, or someone who's brand spanking new? For me, I hired my first couple of virtual assistants with no knowledge. They didn't even really understand eBay to Amazon at all, which is, most of the virtual assistants. A lot of these VAs that you find on these websites, even Upwork.com, they're gonna know how to do traditional online arbitrage and wholesale. For me, I wanted them to have very limited knowledge, because I didn't want them to bring all their bad habits and all their knowledge from wholesale over to here. Now, it is nice for them to have a little bit of knowledge about Keepa and some of the tools, but for me, when I started with them, they had very, very little knowledge. And another thing you have to keep in mind is this is an investment, right? Kind of like, say you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or you're in a, maybe you're married, or maybe you have a business partner. Those relationships didn't happen overnight. It takes 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months. You have to nurture the relationship. And when you work with virtual assistants, it takes a lot of time. Like, a lot of people are like, okay, I see Steve making this video, right? And like nowadays in 2026, if you watch a video, people just think, oh, I could just replicate it overnight. I'm telling you right now, this takes time. I've been working with my sourcing VAs for almost 5 years now. Jane and Gia has been with me for almost 5 years. You have to understand, when I first started working with them, I wasn't just letting them spend $500 a day, $1,000 a day. In Q4, there were days where sometimes Jane or Gia would spend $2,000 each, right? And maybe we weren't, cash flowing a lot, but we were investing for the future because we knew Q4 it was going to take off, and we hit record months in Q4. But the point I'm trying to make is you have to go slow. It's going to take time. And I want to give you a couple of tips here. Number one, you can't trust your virtual assistants in the beginning. They have to earn trust. You don't just give them trust and say, oh, here's my credit card, here's my eBay login, just start purchasing, spend $400, $500, $600 a day. That is freaking crazy. For me, this seems obvious, but a lot of people, again, they think everything's just a shortcut. There's no shortcut besides hard freaking work. You've got to put in the time. So when you hire a virtual assistant, what I would recommend doing in the beginning is not letting them purchase on your behalf. I would just create a spreadsheet, and I would say, okay, after they watch all your training videos, maybe you put them through my eBay to Amazon course, maybe you put them in my Facebook group. You're going to have to train them. I use a software called Loom to share my screen and do training videos. Maybe the first month or so you're training them, you want to put them to work to see how they do. You want to test them, because you don't know if you're going to work with somebody and if it's going to work out unless you work with them. So what you want to do is give them small little tasks. So what I'd recommend doing is creating a spreadsheet with like the title, the ASIN, the list price, the profit, the ROI. Of course, hopefully you've taught them Replim Catcher, Seller Amp, Keepa. It's a lot of work, but don't let them just start purchasing. Have them go out there and theoretically purchase items. What I mean is fill out the spreadsheet and say, okay, I would buy this DVD for $14. I saw it on Replim Catcher for $14. After they calculate all the numbers in Seller Amp, they're gonna say, okay, and after researching Keepa, I think I could sell this for $44.99. Teach them how to calculate the ROI and the profit, have them put the ROI, the profit, and then you could also have them put information like the sales rank, the number of sales, and maybe put a notes section that says why I would buy this item. Essentially, what you're doing here is you're mitigating your risk, and you're having them learn without having to cost you money, because virtual assistants are going to make tons of mistakes in the beginning. Heck, I made tons of mistakes when I started my eBay to Amazon business. So what you're doing here with this little theoretical spreadsheet is you're having them kind of like fake buy items, and you're trying to get inside of their mind to figure out, are they learning everything that they learned from maybe my course that you gave them, or your training videos, or how you're teaching them and communicating with them. So before you give them access to your eBay account, which is where you can put your credit card and store it, and no, they're not gonna have access to your credit card, but they will have access to buy on your behalf. Before you do all of that, train them and have them theoretically just buy items and then give feedback. What everybody has to understand is when it comes to working with a virtual assistant, is they're only gonna be as good as you are a leader. They're only gonna be as good as you train them. They're only gonna be as good as you course correct and give them feedback. A lot of people might look at my situation and say, oh, Steve, right, this bozo, he has virtual assistants who spent, almost $350,000, $375,000 in 2025. If he could do it, if that clown could do it, then so could I. Well, I'll tell you right now, this clown's been putting in 5 years of work with my VAs. You have to understand, if you think of it like a video game, when you hire a virtual assistant, your VA is only going to be maybe on level 2, and then a couple months later, they're on level 5. If you keep working with them, communicating with them, course correcting, giving them freedom to maybe slowly but surely spend $10 on an item, and then 15, and then maybe $50 in a week, and then $100, you go from level 5 to 7 to 9, 11. I know I share this and people don't want to hear this, right? They're looking for the quick buck. They're looking for the passive income. But for me, I love this because I know how much hard work it is to hire VAs, to train them, to work with them. Essentially, in my eyes, I'm creating a moat in my business because I know how much time and how difficult it is. But it's not like super difficult and challenging. The difficult part is having patience, working with them, and doing it for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. At the end of the day, what I love about this investment is, and I call it cloning myself. I'm essentially cloning myself, right? Now there's 2 Steve Ray kids out there in the world. I know, everybody run for the hills. And then there's 3 Steve Ray kids out there, right? I literally am replicating myself. And now, once you put in the work after 3, 6, 9, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you've cloned yourself, and now you're really able to leverage your time, right? You might watch some of my videos and think to yourself, this guy's telling me he made $130,000 net profit and he's sometimes only working less than an hour per week. Yes, but you have to understand, I put in tens of hundreds of hours in the past training my team, investing in my team, creating Loom videos, putting them through all my courses, watching my YouTube videos, engaging in my community, fixing problem after error after mistake, not spazzing out and freaking out on them and having them quit. So this is the lesson I want to get across for everybody, okay? And hopefully you don't see this as me talking down to you. I'm literally talking to myself when I was first starting. I wish somebody would have told me how amazing this was, but also how much work and patience that needs to go into it. So again, start slow, take time to train them. Use Loom to make YouTube videos. I communicate with my virtual assistants on Facebook, but you could use Trello, you can use Slack, you could use WhatsApp. The key is communication. And then over time, give them more freedom. I didn't just allow my team to start spending $500 to $1,000 per day. Again, we started off by doing those little theoretical purchases in the spreadsheet. And once I was confident that they were ready to start buying, I slowly gave them more rope or range or whatever you want to call it. I gave them more freedom to buy items and then do it on my behalf. And then slowly but surely it got better and better. Now, do they make mistakes from time to time? Absolutely. Do they do bozo mistakes sometimes that loses me money? Absolutely. Guess what? But I do too. Yesterday, I was actually doing a couple of purchases and Jane reached out to me this morning and she's like, Steve, why did you buy this item? The listing says 14 ounces, but your eBay purchase says 10 ounces. It was this little heated mug thing that I was flipping from eBay to Amazon. And I was like, oh my God, what a boneheaded mistake. I didn't even I don't know. It must have been late. And sorry, I got my cat freaking playing with the cat toy. What are you doing, Gizzy? But we all make mistakes, but you have to be willing to fight through the bad to get to the good and then clone yourself. So guys, if you have any more specific questions, I'm happy to really do a deep dive, or maybe I'll do a live stream about this. If you have any questions about working with virtual assistants, drop a comment down below. But I really wanted to just kind of share some of this information that was maybe not super duper strategic, but more of like the mindset behind it of having success. And of course, I want to talk about like the theoretical purchases before actually having them buy, because again, it's a long-term process. But if you have any questions, drop a comment down below. And with that being said, appreciate you guys. Much love. See you in the next one.